All right, we are going to do CSS Battle. My streak is still funny. I don't understand. Anywho, we have this guy today. I don't know if it's closer to Punisher logo or Cthulhu, but it's kind of reminiscent of those. We're going to start like we were new to CSS Battle and didn't know how to optimize. So we're going to set the background of the body to dark blue. Hey, we're winning. Now the rest of this. Um, I see. I mean, I think I'm going to end up in Gradient's world somewhere, but I'm not going to start there. I'm going to try to do a div on top that holds these two round things, and then a div that holds the lines, blocks, I don't know, squares, rectangles, whatever you want to call them. They're not squares. They are rectangles. So I'm going to do div. I have two divs. Whoops. And then inside the top one, I'm going to have a thing that looks like this, a space, and a thing that looks like this, I think is my plan. So that's three divs. Uh, yeah. And then this topmost one, I'm going to call it A. I'm going to call this one B. A, we're going to select, and we're going to say display flex. We're going to put an outline on it. 1Q solid red. There it is. Okay. Now, inside that we have these three divs. So, what do we want to do with those? Let's say, I wonder if we can do this. I wonder if I can say inside A, the div, we're going to say border. We're just going to say border for now. 30 pixels, solid, yellow. We're going to say border radius, 9-inch, something big. Okay, there are our circles. Okay, cool. Now we're going to give them a height of, I don't know what it is, 50, and a width of 50. Okay. Now, our div, our outer div, can be margin or 20 auto. And then our div, we want justify content center. Okay, now we're starting to get kind of the thing that we want. Things need to be taller. I wonder if instead of using height and width, we can just, since they are circle-ish, adding 30, 40. The middle one is going to be our problem. So can we do div, and we're going to say border color red. Yeah, that gets on next to. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to have a different selector for these. So let's call them D, D, and then let's make inside A, if we find D, we get that. Inside A, if we have a div, maybe we have to give it an E. I don't know. Let's try that. E. Okay. Maybe we need more stuff. Maybe. Because it's getting nothing. Where is our E? Inside A. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Okay, there we have all of our things selected at least. We have picked them all. Okay, let's now start making the circles closer to right. I think the border is not thick enough. It needs to be thicker. I don't think padding is actually going to work because we need to do, well, let's do border. I think to get a half circle that way, we have to rotate it 45 degrees. So let's say border width is 40 pixels, 0, 0. That's not working at all. I forget how to do this now. Maybe it's this 9 inch, 9 inch, 0. Getting closer, but still wrong. Still quite wrong. That's even worse. Okay, that's. All right, so what I want to do is put a 0 here. It's broken. No. Okay. I'm going to do it with color. I think I'm going to get wedges if I do color. Red, green. That might work. Do red, red, green, green. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. So let's do yellow, yellow, transparent, transparent. Okay. Let's then change the order of these. So we want, what do we want? Not that. That's close to what we want. Rotate 45 degrees. Okay. That gets us one of these kinda. So we have D, we have E. Can we do subsequent div and say border color green? Okay, that selects the same as E. Can we do div plus div? Yes. And we don't actually want border color green, but we want rotate minus 45. So let's rotate minus 45 degrees. Oh, that's wrong. Minus 135. That looks right. Now, let's start to margin in our container. So this can be 70, but things aren't sliding in. Why aren't things sliding in? It's because of the padding. Height 80, 80, width 80, 40. That's odd. 80. Is that, oh, that's flex forcing things. That's flex forcing things in. That's what that is. I bet if we change this to, yeah. Yeah, so that's flex bringing things in. Okay. 30. Yeah. 0. Still forcing things in. Is it margin? No. I wonder, div margin 0. It should already be that. Shouldn't make any difference. I'm doing something basically stupid. Okay, that's not what's bothering me. Okay, okay, now I understand what it is. The borders are still here, and they're taking up space. That's my problem. The borders are still there, and they're taking up space. So that is causing the issue. How do I deal with that? Can I use a negative gap? I've never tried. Minus 10 pixels? 50? Nope, no joy. Hmm. If I say border width 0, 0, 40 pixels, 40 pixels, then that's going to make those, which are the right place, but that causes my shape to break. So what's the other way to draw a half donut not using a gradient? I almost always use a gradient to draw that. So I'm going to need border. Pretty quick mess around with all this. Border bottom. I mean border left. Oops. That gets me that again. Okay, not quite. That's yeah, that's bottom. That's the two I want, I think. That doesn't work at all. All right, I'm gonna pause and figure out how to draw this. Spend like a minute. This is actually, I think, the right way to draw this. I just need to deal with some margins. So let's say minus 50. Not right, but you know, minus 40. And this is going to change when I change E. Yeah. Because E is taking up space right now because it has a border and no width and no height. So what if we make this 20, 30, 40? 40 works with the other things that I have right now. All right, so now we have the top mostly dealt with. That was painful, sorry. Let's get rid of the outline. And let's put the outline, let's have a B selector. I have to find the right place to put my B selector. Looks like here. B. Oops. Outline 1Q solid green. There it is. So let's make it about the right size if we can. Margin minus 20, 50, 60, and then let's bring it in on the sides, 110. Can't quite tell if that's right, so let's give it some height. Probably going to move this height 100. Looks like it's slightly wrong on the sides. 112 looks right. Okay. And then one of the things we might be able to do is give it some border. Give it that border, and that's broken it. And instead of border, we can say border inline. And we need one more thing in the middle. So let's put another div in there. Whoops. And then get rid of that. So inside of div B, we want to select a child div. We're going to give an outline 1Q solid blue. We're going to give it a height of 150, 160. We're going to give it a margin of 0.20. Don't know if that's right. Maybe a background of yellow. And then we're just going to make the height of this also 160. We're going to get rid of the outlines. We're going to check our diff. And that looks pretty good. Let's get rid of all the things we've commented out. The back end is okay with that. It's a terrible score, but it's okay. Minify, submit, prettify. We got a lot of code. Right now we're at 466. Unit replace will replace 2 characters for us. Not that helpful. Okay, this is another one because I use nested elements here. I can't just replace things with paragraph tags to save characters. I'm not saying it's not possible to use paragraph tags. Are you saying I can't do the find and replace trick that I have done other times? So that's not really an option. What are some other options for doing this? So the way I would probably approach this is with gradients. So what does that look like? I don't know yet. I would select the HTML with ampersand selector. I would say background, radial gradient from blue to yellow to blue. And that's what we get. That's where we start. We're going to say 1Q here for the aspect ratio. You see a little bitty dot in the middle. This is going to be something like, I don't remember any of the numbers, 40 pixels. And then this is going to be 080 pixels. And there is some semblance of a circle. Don't know if it's right, but it's a circle-ish. We're going to say 1Q at left. And then we're going to move it over to 40, 50, 60, and minus 30, 60, 50. There is the first of our half circles. Now, we want another half circle. We have to do the same thing. So let's do that. Let's copy all this stuff down here. And we're going to say scale -1. And then this number. And margin 0. Okay. The problem now is this needs to be transparent. So we have our 2 half circles. Now, how do we get the rest of that? Um, I'm going to add a paragraph tag, and I'm going to see if I can find it. Outline 1Q, solid red, and I have a semicolon instead of a colon. It's at the very bottom there. So let's say margin minus 50, 0. Maybe it's not at the bottom. Maybe it's everywhere because we have margin 0. We just saw the outline at the very bottom. So let's say that and that. Oh, well, it has no height. Okay, let's go with some height. Height, 160 pixels, I think it was. Okay, there is the basic shape. Let's make this more like 110, 20. Let's make this 100, and this one's 0. Okay, so we're pushing the body around as we do this, which is unfortunate. Can we break that with a period? I don't know. Yes, but it breaks some other stuff too. Yeah, that's not going to really make everything quite happy. I mean, an easy way to solve this problem is position fixed. And then we'd have to give this a width. I don't know what it is, 100 pixels. And then why is that? Oh, we're backwards. We're backwards, backwards, backwards. We've scaled. Okay. So 50, 30, 0. And then this would be 40, 50. And then the width needs to be more 120. And then we need to move it 140. Okay. There is roughly, no, it's wrong. It's not wide enough yet. It needs to be 140 at least. And then this needs to be 120. That is roughly not the shape we need. It's too far over 130. Now it's still not wide enough. It needs to be 150, 160, and 150. Nope, 120. There is roughly the shape we need. Now we need to make the shape be what we want it to be. I don't know. Linear gradient? Is that going to work? Maybe. Background. Linear gradient. It's going to go from yellow to transparent. Yeah, that's probably all. It's going to be coming from the side. Oh, wait, we're already, no, we're 90, yeah. It's going to come in from the side, so we're going to say from 90 degrees. Or, no, we don't have to say from. No from. This is linear gradient, just 90 degrees. It's going to be like 50 pixels and 70 pixels. Okay, let's see what we have. We have that. We need a 0 here to make that a hard stop. And now it needs to be less, so 40. That looks okay. Now let's force it to repeat. So we're going to say 0 and then 70 pixels. 0. We need that. Let's look. Let's see what we've got. 80? No, 60. That might be right. Let's get rid of the outline. Let's see if that's a match. Still a terrible score, 446. We can save a couple characters here. That is a match, which is good. Position fixed is kind of hacky, but we evidently no longer need it. I don't know. Get rid of some characters there. Okay. That's working. Get rid of some more characters here. The expensive burist thing is our gradient. And our gradients are almost the same. They're different in one has a negative here, which I mean, I should be able to fix that with something like that. Nope. Oh, that's going to mess everything up if I fix it. That's okay. That's okay. We can deal with that. At least I say we can. Position fixed. Let's put that back. And then let's make this 120, 150, 40. See if that's a match. Yeah, now the only difference in our two gradients, that was a bit of a side. The only difference in our two gradients is this one goes to transparent or this one goes to blue. I think making this star won't change anything. And then giving this a value like 0.9m won't change anything. But can we now put this down here, copy that, put this down here. Okay, that breaks stuff, that's okay. But what if we make this 0? Still doesn't work. Darn it. Okay, so the easy way to deal with this is to not do any of that and just to say var c color is that. And then down here say minus minus c is nothing. Still doesn't quite work. I think it may have to be transparent. There it is. Can we get rid of this time? Nope, we can't. All right, that's gonna be, I mean, that's plenty of time. We've spent 30 minutes recording. Let's unit replace, minify, submit, prettify. Not very pleased with this solution. Yeah, not very pleased with this solution. But it's where we are today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.